Hey, welcome back to my channel. This video is an important one, so I'm gonna need you to lock in for the entire thing. So you know that person that's always going off about how much they hate everything? Like you'll ask them, how's your day? And they go, oh, it's terrible. Every day. They're talking about how bad things are, or maybe will be before they even happen. These people are their own self-fulfilling prophecies, bringing the bad that they are constantly preaching about into their own life. So if you don't know what a self-fulfilling prophecy is, it's basically when a person's belief or expectations leads them to act in a certain way that makes the belief come true. So if you believe that your partner is going to break up with you for whatever reason, you're going to act in a way that is going to make them want to break up with you because you already have that belief that they want to break up with you, even if in the first place they didn't want to. The way that you act is enforcing that behavior to come out of them, or not enforcing, but encouraging that behavior to come out. And then you end up being like, see, I knew that he would break up with me or that she would break up with me, when in reality it was your actions all along that led to the breakup. So that is what a self-fulfilling prophecy is. Your beliefs cause reality. Now, what is that kind of sounding like? Is that kind of sounding like your words are a spell? Yes, it is. That's exactly what it's sounding like. You probably also know what like prayer, obviously, and what manifestation is. Whatever you call it, it's basically the same thing. You're trying to will something into existence. Well, prayer is a bit different. You're not willing something into existence with prayer, but that is one use for it. You can pray for a good grade. You can pray for like the point of like you can pray for something to happen versus manifesting something to happen. Like that's kind of a similar vein. And like no matter what you call it, like the process and outcome is the same. Like you are asking for something, whether it's from the universe or from God, and you end up getting that thing. So you've probably heard someone say from your mouth to God's ear. I've heard people say that a lot, especially my mom. So let's actually get into the nitty-gritty of why your words are a spell and why you should be careful about what you say, what you think, and how you act, because it all comes together and changes your reality. So first, the most common way that I see people accidentally bringing themselves down through their words is through jokes. Self-deprecating jokes are very common, and they shouldn't be. They really shouldn't be, because why are you talking down on yourself for no reason? Why are you being your own bully? So I'm a tennis player. Let's say I miss a shot and I go, oh, that shot was so bad, like I'm such a terrible player, like as a joke, to maybe like I don't even understand how that can be a joke. Like I don't get it. Like let's say it was a joke for the purposes of this video. That is not going to put me in a good state of mind to do better. That is not going to make me feel better in any way. It's just like, it's weird. And the only thing that I can see coming out of this is like being relatable. Like, oh my god, I'm so bad at tennis. Like, oh my god, girl, me too. That's the only reason I can see you doing this. But in the end, like, you're just bringing yourself down, and it's just like not that funny. What should we do instead? So there was this video I saw. I have no idea who made it. It was like 3 years ago, and she was basically saying that she like completely switched her jokes to being self-deprecating to self-uplifting. Instead of making a bad artwork and saying, look, my art is trash, she would be like, look, I'm basically the Mona Lisa. And that like actually really changed my perspective on like how I talk. I stopped talking down on myself. I would always talk up about myself. So back to the tennis example, let's say I miss a terrible shot and then I go, I'm basically Serena Williams. Like obviously I'm not. You can tell it's a joke and it uplifts me, it makes it makes some funny out of the situation. It doesn't make you feel like, oh, I'm such a bad player, and it doesn't make you feel so down. It makes you feel a bit lighter, because like, oh, I'm basically Serena Williams, whatever, next shot. It really makes a difference, and especially when you start doing it constantly. If you're always making self-deprecating jokes, that's really going to weigh on you, versus if you start making uplifting jokes. Like, how is that not going to make you feel better? Second, honestly, like, the joke thing was kind of the main thing I was going to talk about, but then I remembered something. I remembered something really important, and I don't know how much this relates, but it's very important, so don't go anywhere. Sophomore year, I changed schools, and I decided that I wanted to gossip and complain as little as possible, because, you know, I had a new group of people around me, so no one would feel inclined to gossip to me. So I wanted to create a group of people around me who didn't do that. And by doing that, I didn't want to do that myself. So I tried to cut out gossiping and complaining. Now, did I fully do this? No, it is very difficult to stop gossiping and complaining entirely. Like even to this day, like I try to gossip and complain as little as possible, and it actually really makes a difference. It really changed my mental health in terms of I didn't feel so much hatred towards people. In terms of generally, I did not like hate people. There were people that I disliked, maybe people who I didn't like certain things that they did, but I didn't hate anybody like I used to. I used to hate so many people. I used to be such a hater, and now I'm not a hater. I don't hate. And it actually really changed my interactions with people. Although I'm not very close with a lot of people at my new school, which is something I hope to change this year. And so whenever I would talk to people, I would never feel dragged down and I would never feel like a hater. I don't know. Why am I talking about this? Gossiping and complaining in itself is like your words being a spell onto yourself. Like you're gossiping about someone else. In the end, you're really just projecting and dragging your own self down. Because how can you feel good gossiping? And complaining is sort of like the joke thing. I'm not saying you can't complain. There are definitely times where it's appropriate to complain. However, I forgot what I was saying. That doesn't matter. We move on, okay? Like, for example, I used to complain every day. In middle school, by the way, when there wasn't even that much work to complain about, I would constantly complain about how much work I had and how annoying it was and how much I hated it. Now, you will never catch me complaining about work. Why? Because that's going to change my mindset around these things that I chose to do. How are you choosing to do hard classes and then complaining about how hard it is? Are you not choosing the hard thing? And that completely changes your mindset around those things. Again, dragging yourself down. If you're going into these AP classes saying, oh my god, I hate having so much work, like this sucks, like I hate this, like you expect to have a good time? No. Do you expect to actually absorb and learn and perform well? You might if you're really smart, but you're not going to enjoy that learning. You're not going to really retain that information if you're coming in with such a hateful mindset. I'm getting a bit off track here, but like, do you see how your thoughts, your words, your actions are a spell with how you view the world, how your reality literally changes based on the things that you say and do? And going a bit outside of your words and your actions, the things that you consume go into or change your thoughts and your words and your actions. So for example, if you're consuming a lot of brain rot media, that's going to go into your words and your thoughts and your actions, and you are going to look a bit crazy. Meanwhile, if you're consuming educational information, then that is going to go into your thoughts, your words, your actions, and that is going to then in turn change your reality into something much more sophisticated and better for you versus TikTok brain rot. If you're still on this video, that means that you consume actually good content, which I'm very proud of you because you are shaping your reality in a good way, and you should subscribe to get more content from me. Don't drag yourself down. In the end, you control a lot more than you think. That is all for this video. Subscribe if you haven't already, like if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it and I hope that you enjoyed. Subscribe for more meaningful content. I love you so much. Bye!